And finally, in this section of short stories from far away, The Golden Fish, a Russian tale. Many years ago, an old man and his wife lived on an island in the middle of the sea. It was a small rocky island and they were very poor. One day the old man went fishing. He fished for hours and hours, but he didn't catch one fish. Evening came. The old man was tired and hungry. "It's hopeless," he said to himself. "I may as well go home." But just at that moment he felt a pluck at his line. At last he'd caught something. Carefully he reeled in the line, and there, dangling on the hook, was a small golden fish with eyes as shiny as the stars at midnight. "Throw me back into the sea, old man," pleaded the fish. "I'm too small to eat." The old man looked into its eyes. He looked at the glittering scales. He felt the hungry ache in his stomach and thought of his hungry wife. "Please," said the fish. The old man took pity on it. Gently he took the hook from its mouth and dropped it back into the water. Before swinging away, the fish spoke again. "If ever you need anything, come here and call 3 times, and I will come and help you." The old man laughed, but sadly. He was in need of help, but he couldn't believe that a tiny fish could do much for him. He packed up his tackle and he trudged home. When he reached home, he told his wife about the golden fish he had caught and set free. She was angry. "What?" she cried. "You stupid, foolish man. You ought to have brought it home. You know that we've got nothing to eat. It's no wonder that we're so poor." The next day, as soon as it was light, she sent the old man back down to the shore. "You find that fish," she insisted, "and make it give us some food." The old man went, more to please her than anything. He called 3 times, "Little golden fish, please come to help me." And he was surprised when he saw the little golden head peeping out of the water. "I've kept my promise," said the fish. "What do you want?" "We have no food in the house," confessed the old man, "and my wife is angry because I let you go free." "Don't worry," said the fish. "Go home now and you will find plenty of food." The old man hurried back to his cottage. His wife was waiting for him. She was delighted. The cupboard was full. There was plenty of bread and lots of other tasty things. "Now you see," he said, "I've been well paid for my kindness." "Humph!" grunted his wife. She was a greedy woman and very difficult to satisfy. She nagged at the old man, bullying him to go back to the shore again to ask the fish for a good house to live in. "If it can produce food, it can produce a house," she said. "It's not as if we don't need one. This old cottage is no better than a pigsty." At last the old man agreed to go. "And don't forget to ask for servants to look after the house and fine clothes for us to wear if we're going to be master and mistress," she called after him. The old man felt timid about approaching the fish for the second time, but he was scared of his wife, and so he asked for all the things she wanted. "Very well," said the fish, "but I hope your wife will be content with what she gets this time." "So do I," said the old man. When he returned, he found the tumble-down cottage had gone. In its place was a beautiful mansion. A manservant ran forward to help him to take off his coat, and there were maids busily putting everything in order. Life was very easy for the old man and his wife. Without doing a hand's turn, they had food and warm clothes, and were as well tended as a king and queen. But the wife wasn't satisfied. "Don't you think I've been well paid for my kindness?" said the old man one day. She pouted her lips. "Possibly," she said, "but there's still one more little thing I'd like before I can be completely happy." The old man sighed deeply. "And what is that, wife?" he asked. She tossed her head. "I would like your fish to make me the queen of the sea," she said. The old man was shocked. "The queen of the sea," he repeated, "but that can never be." "Why not?" she demanded. "Well, we're ordinary people," he said. "Fiddle," she interrupted him. "I want to be queen of the sea, and what's more, you're going down to the shore tomorrow to tell the fish that he must make me the queen of the sea." The old man knew that it was no use arguing. His wife had always been a determined woman, and her new riches had made her even more greedy and selfish, that no one could reason with her. It was with a heavy heart that he stood on the shore the following morning and called 3 times to the golden fish. "What do you want this time?" asked the fish. "Haven't you got everything you could possibly need?" "Yes," said the old man, "and I'm very grateful to you, but my wife—" "Oh," said the fish. "It's your wife again, is it?" "Yes," said the old man. "She has a fancy to be—" He choked, so that he could hardly say the words. "A fancy to be the queen of the sea." "What?" The fish almost leapt out of the water. "That can never be. Your wife cannot rule over her own silly desires and selfish longings. How can she think of ruling over all the creatures of the sea? Queen of the sea, indeed? Certainly not. Go away. You've asked for more than is possible. I will not come again, no matter how many times you call for me." The golden fish whisked its tail and disappeared under the waves. The old man turned and made his way sadly back towards his home. As he came closer, he saw that the beautiful mansion had disappeared. There were no servants waiting to greet him. His wife stood alone on the doorstep of the poor cottage. She looked stunned, but she held out her arms to her husband. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "It was all my fault. I was too greedy and grasping." The old man comforted her, and they both went into the cottage, and from then on they worked hard together and found happiness in their work. Happiness that they had never found in the grand mansion. Sometimes, when the old man saw the sun's rays shining on a good catch of fish, making their scales glitter like gold, he remembered the little golden fish, but he wasn't sorry that it had taken the riches away from him. His wife was more content without them, and he never saw the fish again, not once.